Okay. I've never done something like this before. And I'm gonna be straight up. Go ahead and say it. Making this video is scaring me to death. Because to a point, I, I don't think I want to. But also, I kind of feel like I need to. I'm, I'm scared of something I feel I'm supposed to do. I, I, okay, now that we've gotten the intro, the beginning, the what's going on here. Okay, this video is about someone whose name you might recognize if you paid any attention to me at all. But it's Alex. This video is about her. This video is for her. And since it's for her, it's only fitting that you know who she was. Because she isn't someone. She was a friend. And I would love to tell you things went well. But they didn't. They really didn't. And to a point, they're still not going well. I mean, making this video when I can't really can't keep my thoughts together because of the subject. Okay. So, in order to understand, I have to tell you who Alex is and what she means. That's not going to be easy. Alex is a friend that I met maybe 5 years ago, I think. Sounds right, but I'm not sure. Um, I'm not going to go into that specific area of details. But I met her because I met her whole family. Um, some details I'm not really always comfortable with sharing. Due to those details, I was living in the same town, kind of same neighborhood, and we saw, like, the week that they moved down from, I want to say West Virginia, but I'm not sure. But they moved down to our neighborhood, so I we went and I went and talked to them and became friends with them, helped them move in, and became friends with them and their four kids. Four kids. They're the couple was named Jen and John, and their four kids are Ari, Alex, Alia, and Duncan. And I got to know all of them, all six of them. They were all my friends. So, you know, I was able to talk to Jen and John. They were my friends. I'm an adult. They were adults. I was able to intermingle and communicate with them. And Ari was the oldest. I helped her take care of the kids when her parents were out, at work, if I wasn't at work myself. Um, so, in that way, I ended up getting to know all of them all at the same time, all in the same and different ways from each other. Alex was like a fireball or a firework, just everywhere, all at once. A ball of energy just everywhere. Like, she walks into a room, the energy's already risen just because she showed up. And out of the 4 kids, I think she was the one that I connected with the most. She was the one I understood the most. She liked video games. She was insane. She loved to run around and confuse you and drive you insane, and she loved having fun. And then all of a sudden, well, I moved to a different town and I hadn't seen them in a very long time. And then I moved back, not to the same neighborhood, but I moved nearby. And all this time, maybe a year and a half, I thought maybe I should talk to one or some of them, just make contact, just say hi, meet up with them. But I never did. And the last time I saw Alex was a few years before the next time I saw the rest of her family. And on the day that I found out that that it happened, I screamed. I screamed. I couldn't believe that this little ball of energy was gone. That there was no more. That she was just gone. And I screamed. I screamed and I cried, and I couldn't bear it. I couldn't believe it. It wasn't right. But right or not, right or wrong, it still was. It still happened. And it obviously is still sometimes difficult to talk about. And I had, for 2 weeks straight, actually the night after I found out, I didn't sleep. I just cried. Nothing else. I just cried. I didn't sleep. I couldn't. There was no ability for me to sleep. For 2 weeks after it had happened, I had written on my arm her name, right here on my left arm, because I'm right-handed and couldn't put it on my right arm. I had my name written there, and I cried at least once every day, and a couple of days after it had happened, I saw them. I went to something for her, and I talked about wanting to see them, but under no circumstances do you ever want to see your friends in that kind of a situation, under those circumstances, because it hurts, because hey, these are my friends, I get to see them, but at the same time, it's the worst reason you could ever see anyone. It's because someone is missing, is gone. And after that, I talked to them. I spent as much time with them as I could. I have been invited to different things. Their oldest daughter had a baby shower, and I was invited, and that made it. I hate to say it, but it made me feel like I was back. I got to see them again, and it's just I miss her, and I can't help it. I just do. She was my friend. All 6 of them, all 5 of them are my friends, and she was my friend. And I can't just move forward because her who she was, because of what happened, has helped to make who I am today. And as much as I wish I could go back and stop it from happening, as much as I wish I could tell her how much I miss her, how much her parents miss her, how much her sisters miss her, I can't. If I could, it would change everything. It's not right, but it's it it's it, it's not right, but it is history. It's something that has happened, and to change that would change history itself. That's that's why you can't. That's why we don't have. That's why we can't travel in time. That's why we don't get those second chances. Because changing anything changes everything. And that's true for everyone. Don't don't let yourself be put out. Don't let yourself be stopped. Because, like I said, changing anything changes everything. So, if you, if, if, if some people think that if they just disappeared, no one would even notice, things would get better, that it's just one person. Listen, I have spent almost 20 minutes telling you about the effects of just one person. I haven't told you about, my best friend that I've known for my whole life, or my best friend that I love like a sister and would talk to about anything. I haven't told you about any of those people. I've told you about one person who is now gone, and the butterfly effect from that one person is more than anyone could ever think. That that this is. If you think you're insignificant, think about it like this. Yeah, you're one person. Just like this is one finger on a hand. With this finger gone, I would have less ability to use the whole hand. If this hand were gone, I would have less ability to use the whole arm. Yes, you are one, but without you, there is less. Without one person, by the change of one person, I've talked for almost 20 minutes. And I've talked about history, I've talked about good things, bad things, I've talked about, let's see, I've talked about who she was, what some of her interests were, what she cared about, and how it's affected me. I I want to know your opinion on this. I want to know what I want to know who is or was a part of your life that is everything, because that right there is exactly what you need to know. I don't need to know it. I just want to allow you to explain it. I want you to describe who keeps you sane and alive. Because I'm going to be perfectly honest. For me, while there have been occasionally a few different people, the main person that has essentially kept me alive is my grandmother. She lives 5 hours away. I never get to see her. I'm well overdue for a trip down there. But it's always her. I, without a doubt, I love her more than I love any other human being alive. And what has kept me alive, if I'm perfectly honest, sometimes what's kept me alive is just the thought of, if I was suddenly gone, what would happen when she finds out? What would that do to her? And just thinking about it reminds me never to do such a thing. Not to put that on her. And I already had that. I already had that as my base for why never to do that. To do this. That's why I never ever will. And it was the reason long before this happened with Alex. But now I know from my own experience what it would do to the people around, the people that know me, the people that maybe I don't even care about, but for all I know, care about me. I've built up another few minutes after the 20 time limit that I was going to give myself. You guys don't mind, right? I mean, you clicked on the video anyways. Yeah, at this point, if you've shied away, you know what? Maybe it didn't mean as much, but to me, this is important. It's something that I can talk about. It's something I can't really talk about, but it's something I need to, because it's important. And I want people who know me know I'm not really all that great at talking to anyone. And you're a screen, so, essentially you're someone on the other end of the screen. But still, you're still someone, sort of. And they know that I do better speaking in quotes than I do in words. And a quote that is very important to me. A quote that some of you may have memorized from something that I post as often as I possibly can. Quote is this. It's that you have the right to get upset over whatever it is that happened, but don't let it drag you down too much, and appreciate everything you have in your life, because you have a lot to be thankful for. Now, I know there are a good number of you that might have no idea what that means, but there are some of you who already know. That is the final lines from a video titled Stay Happy by a YouTuber under the name of Nate Wants to Battle. He is someone that, honestly, I kind of just thought of as, oh, he's just whatever. He's just, a novelty. He's just, this cool guy that makes videos. That's it. He makes music. He makes videos. And then I saw Stay Happy, and I saw how he put effort into this video to say, do your best to be happy in your own way. And he puts all this effort into a video saying, no matter what happens, you always have the right to be happy. While that is a good thing, and yes, you do always have the right to be happy, you always have the right to do whatever you can to make sure that emotionally you're stable. Now, you don't have the right to, go steal and all that kind of stuff, because that's not morally right. That's not something that you can do. And it's not something you should be happy about. But honestly, that's just one side of the spectrum. That's just one element of what makes up a person, what someone can feel or should feel. Yes, happiness is important, but there's all these other things that you can feel. There's all these other things you can do, and it's honestly, I like the usage in the movie Inside Out of this, that happiness, the joy, just is constantly taking over. That she's, we just nothing but happy, just happy all the time, and it's not exactly right. It's I don't really want to do too many spoilers, although the movie's coming out in like a week. Basically, it's discovered that all of the emotions, the full spectrum, they're all valid. That it's great to be happy, but sometimes you need to step back, think about the situation, and say, how do I feel about this? how does this make me feel? And honestly, you have to feel it. You have to feel what it is that it makes you feel. Because if you don't, I can tell you from my own personal experience, there's that personal experience coming back. It's really all I can speak from. It's what I've been through. It's how it happened for me. If you don't feel your emotions at the right time, in the right way, they will continue to build, and they will continue to they'll just be waiting around to be used. They will they will eventually be too great and will take over. Eventually, those feelings will become all you feel because there's too much of it and you never felt it when you were supposed to. That if you're not sad when you are meant to be sad, when you feel like you are sad, that it could just build up until one day just a little something happens, and all of a sudden you're crying or you're yelling over someone taking a sip of your water. And you're not really mad about that. You've been mad about things but just haven't felt it so many times that you just couldn't not feel it. You got to the point where it's all there was to feel. And it's hard. It's not fun to deal with because emotions are not the most stable things. I can't really control mine sometimes. I'd love to be able to all the time. But you see, thing is, I'm still human. I still make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. And if someone says that they don't, they're lying, which is a mistake. So, oxymoron, I think is the right word? I don't know. There is no one alive right now that has not or is not making some form of mistake. There are mistakes in people. There are mistakes in choices. There are mistakes in a person themselves is not a mistake. What I meant by that is you can make a mistake picking the wrong person. I am not going to see that. That is okay. You know what? I've talked for 35 minutes, and I need to. If I'm going to continue, I'll do it in another video. But that was the story of Alex, plus, about a good 15 minutes extra. Thank you for watching this. let me know if this video gives you anything to feel, what this video makes you feel, what your feelings are, and if I'm even doing the right thing by doing this. I'd like to think I am, but help me help everyone, because I don't want to hurt anyone. This is WillyWin92. Thank you for watching, and thank you for listening.